What if I told you that just one habit could completely transform your life in the next 30 days? Not 5 habits, not 10. Just one. One single shift in your daily routine that could impact your energy, your confidence, your productivity, your mindset, and even your happiness. It may sound too simple to be true, but often the most powerful changes come from what's simple and sustainable, not what's complicated and overwhelming. It's something that will challenge you, stretch you, and ultimately empower you. It will require consistency. It will take effort. But if you stick with it, this one habit will alter the way you think, act, and live, from the inside out. This isn't a quick fix or a magic solution. It's not something you do once and forget. So what is it? It's this. We're taught to always be doing something, chasing something, achieving something. Deliberate, daily reflection. Let me explain. We live in a world that celebrates action, hustle, and constant forward motion. But in all that noise and movement, we rarely take a moment to pause, step back, and look at our lives with clarity. I'm not talking about keeping a fluffy diary or occasionally thinking about your day. And that's exactly why most people stay stuck. They keep repeating the same patterns, reacting to the same emotions, chasing the same goals they don't really understand, and wondering why nothing changes. But when you build the habit of daily reflection, everything starts to shift. Because you stop living on autopilot, you become aware. And awareness is the beginning of transformation. Now, before you dismiss it as something too small to matter, stay with me. This is a structured, intentional, and powerful practice. It takes just 10 to 15 minutes a day. And done consistently, it becomes one of the most important habits you'll ever develop. Let's break down exactly how it works and why it changes your life. And once you become aware of them, you gain the power to change them. Daily reflection forces you to do what most people avoid. Look at yourself honestly. When you reflect at the end of each day, you create space to ask critical questions. Not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. If you ask, social media, advertising, even the people around you, they all project expectations and ideals. And without realizing it, you can start chasing someone else's version of success. It clears the mental clutter and helps you come back to your own path, your own goals, your own definition of a meaningful life. What did I do today that aligned with the person I want to become? What did I do today that pulled me away from that vision? Emotional mastery. What triggered me? What made me proud? What challenged me? Because your actions are no longer reactive. They're intentional, purposeful, aligned. What did I avoid? What did I push through? These questions reveal the patterns driving your behavior. They shine a light on the habits you've developed, both helpful and harmful. You learn to observe how you feel without letting it define you, because you cannot fix what you do not understand. This habit also helps you reconnect with your values. You can identify lessons, patterns, and growth. You can see how you handled discomfort, what you've learned, and what you'll do differently next time. You start leading them instead of being led by them. It trains you to turn obstacles into fuel instead of setbacks. Every day, the world tries to tell you who you should be. Daily reflection grounds you. It reminds you of who you are, what you care about, and what truly matters. And here's the thing, when you live from that place of clarity, you become unstoppable. Let's talk about another benefit. Most people walk around being controlled by their emotions. One bad interaction ruins their whole day. One failure crushes their motivation. One fear keeps them from taking action. But when you reflect daily, you begin to separate emotion from identity. But if you're in the rhythm of reflecting daily, you train yourself to respond instead of react. You begin to notice things like, I felt angry when that happened. But why? I felt anxious today. What was I thinking about? What belief is driving that? What belief is driving that? And over time, this awareness creates space. Space between what you feel and how you respond. And in that space, you gain power. You stop being at the mercy of your emotions. This habit also builds resilience. When life gets hard, most people react. They fall into habits of self-pity, distraction, or giving up. You can look back on your toughest days and find meaning. That kind of mindset builds mental armor. It helps you bounce back faster. Now, let's be practical. How do you actually implement this habit? It starts with carving out 10 to 15 minutes each day, preferably in the evening. When your day is still fresh in your mind, you'll find a quiet space, a notebook or digital journal, and you write. Not random thoughts, but focused reflection. Use prompts like these. What went well today? What didn't go well? And why? What did I learn about myself today? What am I grateful for? Where did I feel resistance? And what does that tell me? What is one thing I can do better tomorrow? You don't have to write pages. Just a few honest answers. The key is consistency. The real magic happens when you stick with it for 30 days straight. Because by the end of those 30 days, something profound will happen. You'll begin to see patterns you never noticed. You'll start recognizing what's really driving your choices. You'll feel more connected to your purpose. You'll make better decisions. You'll feel less reactive and more grounded. You'll become more productive. Not by working harder, but by working with clarity. And most importantly, you'll start trusting yourself more. You'll know who you are, what you value, and how to show up each day in alignment with that. And that trust in yourself. That's the real game changer. Because once you trust yourself, everything changes. You stop doubting your decisions. You stop second-guessing your instincts. You stop relying on others to validate your worth. You become your own source of strength. This one habit becomes the foundation for all other habits. You can recalibrate before a bad day becomes a bad week. You can realign before small compromises become big regrets. Now here's something even more powerful. And when you learn every day, you grow every day. When you grow every day, your life changes fast. Because once you reflect daily, you can catch yourself slipping. Daily reflection holds you accountable. It keeps you awake. It turns every single day into a learning experience. Think about it. If you worked out once a week, you'd make slow progress. But if you showed up every day, even for just 15 minutes, your results would compound. The same is true with your mindset. Life gets busy. You'll tell yourself it doesn't matter. One breakthrough moment won't change your life, but consistent reflection, day after day, will reshape how you think, how you feel, and how you act. Even if it doesn't feel life-changing in the moment. It's not flashy. It's not exciting at first. But it's transformative. Now, let's be honest. It's easy to skip a day. But here's what matters more. Keeping the promise you made to yourself. Even if you just write one sentence some nights, even if it feels repetitive, keep showing up. Because the discipline of showing up is what builds self-respect. And self-respect is what unlocks your potential. 30 days from now, you could be exactly where you are. Still distracted, overwhelmed, reactive, and unclear. Or you could be more self-aware, more grounded, more confident, and more focused than you've ever been. All because of one habit. 10 to 15 minutes a day. Daily reflection. Simple, but it's not easy. Because it forces you to face yourself. And facing yourself is where the real growth begins. So here's the challenge. Start tonight. No fanfare, no excuses. Just you, a pen, and the truth. Do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. At first, you'll resist. Then you'll adapt. Then you'll start to crave it. Because deep down, we all want clarity. We all want meaning. We all want growth. We just need to slow down long enough to find it. This habit is your chance. Your moment to reset, refocus, rebuild from within. So start today. Your future self is already waiting.